Today in the livestock market, we found a little bit of strength with cattle on the rise again. That lower open did recover to close a little bit higher. The market, it really was traded on both sides of unchanged, but still stayed all the way at the top of that limit move that we had on Friday. I think the market got such a big boost on Friday with the grain markets pulling back, but with the grain markets recovering, I think that the beef complex and even the pork complex for that matter, the market has really responded very, very well. Now with expanded limits, that brings in a lot more underlying support, gets more traders involved, and really got some buying support coming into the market. It was a little bit more of a surprise even for me, but certainly the futures just hung on to Friday's surge, and that says a lot going forward. So we'll see what happens tomorrow if we can kind of hang on to some of these prices. Now the feeders were also firm. The futures did add to Friday's gain. Now the on-feed report posted 100% of what it was a year ago. Those numbers seem to be relatively neutral, but that did bring in that buying support, and they stepped in solidly to give that market a boost. And we've been up for the past 3 or 4 sessions really in a big way, and kind of getting back ahead of steam. With the food service possibly on the verge of starting to open back up, I think that has a positive impact on livestock as a whole. So that's going to be something to watch going forward. Now the hogs were higher today as well. I think the futures did rise past the pre-pandemic level. So that's saying an awful lot. It's taken a full year, but the market's still looking very, very strong. Pork demand remains strong throughout January, and fundamentals are offering support. The cutouts are adding to the underlying support as well. The pork cutout market that we just opened really with the CME is starting to get a little more volume and get a little more head of steam, and right now it's kind of in lockstep with the lean hog market as well. So it's looking very well. The deferred months are still staying very strong, and that's just telling us that there really is an expectation that we're going to get a bump in demand as we move further into the 2021 year. So we have that upward trajectory, and we expect that it's going to keep going. So let's see if tomorrow we can hang on to that. That's going to say a lot going forward, that perhaps the settling down of COVID and maybe the opening up of some of these markets is going to have a positive impact really across the board on all the commodities.